Okay, we're back, week 5. Here's Monday's homework. The first one we're doing, number 15, is about probability. And we started getting into this at the end of the time we had at school when we did the Skittles experiment during Amplify. We're going to look at it again in the lab we have this week. I want to especially go over what it would look like to find the probability of spinning a 3 and then another 3, okay, using a tree. Because I think that is one of the best visuals for showing how probability works. So if I started my first spin, on my first spin, I could get a 1, I could get a 2, or I could get a 3. Okay, and then I start again in my second spin. If I got a 1 on the first spin, I could get another 1. Or I could get a 2. Or I could get a 3. If I happen to have spun a 2 on the first spin, I could have still gotten a 1 or a 2 or a 3. If I got a 3 on my first spin, doesn't matter, I still could get a 1 or a 2 or a 3 on the second spin. So to be clear, these are the numbers from the first spin. That's the first spin. And these are the numbers I could get on the second spin. Okay, so now I'm looking to go through this tree and say, where do I get two threes in a row? Well, I would have to start with a 3 to begin with, right? So here's that 3, and here's where my other 3 is. So my chances of getting 2 3s in a row are 1 out of, because there's just one line here, 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 outcomes. And that is the answer. And I'm giving you the answer here because I know that I'm going to do another one of these for the actual lab. But I want to make this tree very, very clear, and I want you to get this right. You may also notice that I could do it this way. I could say the first spin, I have 1 out of 3 chances of getting a 3. And in the second spin, I have 1 out of 3 chances getting a spin of a 3. And that gives me a probability of 1 out of 9. So those are two different ways to look at it, but I'm going to be requesting you to do a tree in the lab. So I wanted to make sure that I really got that, visual on this explanation. The next two problems are really about solving equations. In 16, you're looking at perimeter, 3/4 of the perimeter. And you notice that this is a length and this is a width, and they're saying I have 2 widths and 2 lengths. I'm going to add them together, and then I'm going to take 3/4 of that. Okay, but this is much more complicated because it wasn't like the width and the length were like 4 and 6. They were already equations in themselves. So what we're going to do now is, the first thing, we're going to distribute. So I have 3/4 outside, and then I'm going to go 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 4k is 8k, and I got that done. I'm going to make sure I keep this positive with that 2, so it's going to be a plus. 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 3k is, 3/2 k is 3k, which is awesome because now I get rid of that fraction. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for combining like terms. And so I'm looking here, and I have 2 sets of k's, and I have 2 numbers. So now I have 3/4 times 10 plus 11k. And I'm going to let you finish that and choose the right answer from the answers that are in your packet. Okay, so the last one we're going to do is 19. And this again is an equation. It's an inequality. And we have, what's his name? Chico. Chico's got, needs $87 for his new shoes. He's got 9. He's going to save up for 6 more weeks. So he wants to know how much he needs to save each of those weeks. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to subtract 9 from both sides. Okay, we need to know what 6x needs to be. Well, 6x needs to be greater than or equal to 81. Okay, now I want to know what 1x is. So if I do that, I can divide 6x by 6 because I just want 1x, but I would have to divide both sides by 6. And so you can then get what you think the answer would need to be. That's up to you. Oh, wait. I made a mistake. Hold on. Whoa. And you know, this is just like me being in class because you know, this is what I do. This is 78 over 6. Ah, there we go. Okay, now I got it. Okay, we good? Okay, the rest is up to you. Good job.